How should you invest your first £1,000? Hello future investors and welcome back to another weekly episode. I hope you're all doing well and I hope all of your investment goals are going as planned. Now I'm going to cut straight to the chase and start by saying, how should you invest your first £1,000? Maybe you're a newbie to investing, maybe you've never invested a penny in your life, or maybe you're a seasoned investor, maybe you've got holdings in all sorts of different assets. Well, I hope this video gives a little bit of enlightenment to either sides of the coin, whether you're a new investor or maybe you're a little bit more experienced. And this video is going to be my personal opinion on what I think is the top 3 investments you can put your first £1,000 in. Now let me start by saying I'm no financial advisor. I'm just someone who avidly loves investing. I love the hustle, and it's really just my experience of what I have found to work well for me. But I will say this doesn't necessarily always mean it will work well for you. Everybody is different with their financial circumstances and everyone has different goals. But having said that, let's get on with the video. Now, where should you invest your first £1,000? Well, I've got to say, I've got 3 places I would recommend you investing your first £1,000. Number 1 is going to be precious metals. When I say precious metals, I mean silver and gold bullion, such as this. Here I've got a 1 kilogram silver Britannia coin from the Royal Mint, and I've also got a 1 ounce gold Britannia coin from the Royal Mint as well. Both worth well over £1,000. And the reason I've got this as an investment in my portfolio is because gold and silver bullion, otherwise known as precious metals, is a fantastic investment to protect and preserve your wealth. Now, gold and silver bullion is known to be one of the best hedges against inflation. Now, let me give you a very brief example of what I mean. If you have £1,000 in your bank account and you leave it there for 10 years, the buying power of that £1,000 is going to be extremely less than what it is now in the 10 years we're talking about. However, if you were to put that £1,000 in maybe gold bullion or even silver, the great thing about that is your investment is locked into an asset that goes up with inflation, not down. So you're protecting your wealth against that inflation. Not only are you doing that, you are storing your wealth in an asset that is going to look after your money for you. So that is why I would recommend you invest your first investment in precious metals. I will also say that there are other tangible precious metals out there, such as palladium, platinum, or even copper, but in my own experience I like the 2 big daddies, which is silver and gold bullion. So the first recommendation would be invest in precious metals. Now secondly, my second advice on where to invest your £1,000 would actually be in index funds. More specifically, I am a big fan of the S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500 is an index fund, and it is essentially 500 of the largest companies in the United States of America. Now, this index fund allows you to invest whenever you like, or actually as a setup manual auto investment on a specific date, so it consistently invests for you. Now, what this does is it takes your money and it spreads it out across those 500 companies, slowly building up your shares, so to speak, in those 500 companies. Now, of course, starting off it's very, very small, but as time goes on, you build up a lot more of a portfolio in the S&P 500. Now, the great thing about the S&P 500 is it is very low risk. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe in 20 years it has never made an annual loss. I know Warren Buffett, one of the world's leading investors, one of the world's most successful investors, is extremely passionate and a big believer in the S&P 500. It's extremely easy to set up. You can do it on your phone through these trading accounts such as Trading 212 or eToro. I will recommend that you do it via an ISA account, so it's tax-free. So you can invest, at least in the UK, up to £20,000 per year tax-free, and when you come to take that money out in many years from now, it is also tax-free. Now, a great thing about the S&P 500 is you can do 2 options. You can have a reinvest option set up, or you can take out dividends. So when you pay your investment into the S&P 500 and it is in profit, essentially you will get interest back into your account. Now you can take this as dividends to pay it back into your bank account, or you can reinvest it to add to the pile of money that you have already invested. Now in my opinion, I think it's a better option to reinvest because it adds to the investment that you have put in. It's essentially free money. You're getting free money for having your own money in there. Now, the beauty of an index fund is compound interest. Over time, the more money you have in there, the more interest you get on that amount because, of course, you've got a larger value of capital in there. Now, the fantastic thing is the more money you put in there, the more interest you make. So essentially, the more of your own money you invest, the more free money you get. You can see how this will snowball over a long time, and it really does come into effect after around 7 years. You can really start to see some big profits. So as I said, an index fund, specifically the S&P 500, is a fantastic investment, very low risk, and it's great for hands-off investors who aren't looking to buy individual stocks and shares. They're just looking to buy stocks across the board that are quite safe and low risk, but actually with a potentially good reward. So that would be number 2. And number 3 is definitely the less easy of the three, and it's definitely probably not the most popular, at least when we're talking about new investors, but I would have to say property. Now, I currently own only one property myself, and it's one I live in, but I am currently saving for my very first buy-to-let rental property. This will be done on an interest-only mortgage, and it'll be a rental income, giving me a passive income in return. Now, a fantastic thing about property is it gives you a passive income from that rental income, and historically, properties tend to have a good record of increasing in value, giving you equity in that property. Now, of course, there has been times in the market all across the world, especially 2008 in the United Kingdom, where the property values crashed, but you could argue that's a good time to buy. So my top 3 would be gold bullion and silver bullion, also known as precious metals, index funds, more specifically the S&P 500, low risk but very good for compound interest, and property. Quite a lot of work, but potentially really great profits from it too, while also receiving a nice passive income. So if I was to have £1,000, I would probably take 50% of that and split that between precious metals and an index fund. And I would take the other 50% per month and I would put that away into a high interest ISA account, maybe NS&I premium bonds, or some other investment where you can access it quickly to save up your deposit for your very first buy-to-let property. So in my experience, if I was to start again and I had £1,000, I would invest into precious metals, index funds such as the S&P 500, and I would start saving for my very first buy-to-let property. But as I said at the beginning of the video, this is just my personal experience, my own opinion. It doesn't necessarily mean this will fit to your investment desires and goals, but I found from me it's working very, very well, and I'm in this for the long term, so it fits my position very, very well. But I hope this in general gives a lot of you new investors out there a really good idea of where to start investing your money, because as we know right now, the UK is in a bit of a global financial crisis. Things are extremely expensive. Mortgage rates, interest rates are at an all-time high. People are feeling the pinch. So I think this is a very good time to start considering what to do with your money and how to be clever with it. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree with my top 3 suggestions on where to invest £1,000, or maybe you've got a different advice. Maybe you've got different places you would like to invest. I'd love to hear it in the comment section below. As always, a big shout out to all of my channel members. I believe we've got 5 channel members now, so utterly amazing. I appreciate your support massively. Until next time, I will see you all in the very next episode. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye-bye. To watch another episode on future investments, click the link now.